Hi, welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm Jenny, and I'm on the hunt for the very best margarita in the whole world. And we're at the end of summer where we are, and so I know peaches are really kind of considered a summer fruit, but I thought let's go out with a bang and have some peach margaritas a couple of different ways. So we're going to, let me show you over here, we're going to have peaches, lots of peaches, but we're also going to have a peach margarita, but then a peach margarita mixed with dragon fruit, also it's called a pitaya. And I'm going to show you this here in a moment when we go to make this. We're going to make a frozen one with that. And we're going to use this Pardita Blanco, and then we're also going to use this Insolito Blanco. Both of these have no additives. So this is going to be the first one. We're going to make our frozen margarita first, but before we do that, please like and subscribe down below. Let us know that you want to hear more about more margaritas, and if you know where we might find the very best margarita, please tell us where it is down below. If it's with you, we'll invite you on to come show us how to make it. All right, so we're going to get started with the frozen margarita, which is going to be the one with the pitaya, which is also known as the dragon fruit. So I want to show this to you. We made one of these recently when we celebrated Mexican Independence Day, and as a result, I had to learn something about dragon fruit. Now, over here, let me put on the side camera. So you'll see this a little bit. See how, it looks a little bit to me like an avocado. And so you have these little spears that stick up, and it is red. And on ours, there was a sticker on it, but I couldn't really tell whether is this a red one or a white one because the flesh is red. Now wait, look at this. Because this for sure is a white pitaya or dragon fruit, and I knew that because the sticker told me, but also I wanted you to see this still looks red to me, but the spears on it, they are a little skinnier and they seem to lay down more. This was also a much larger piece of fruit. Okay. So I wanted to give that to you. It took us a little while to figure this out when we were making it because the red one, I thought, well, how do I tell the difference? Which one's the red one? They both look red to me, but it really does make a difference. Of course, depending on the flavor is very similar, but also just figuring out what color. Like we wanted the red one for the Mexican flag to be red. We added some strawberries to it, but it was red. The flesh looks just like this. The red one looks just like this, except the inside is a little more pink. And you'll see a lot of those black seeds that I showed you a minute ago. It's very much like a kiwi, except those seeds are really very simple. It eats a little bit like a melon, I would say. So for this recipe that I'm going to show you now, for the recipe, we put 1/2 to 1 pitaya or dragon fruit, and that's because it depends whether you're using a red one or a white one. We'll talk about that again here in a second. We're going to use 6 peach slices, and I used fresh peaches and pretty good sized slices, 6 ounces of tequila, and for this one, we're going to use the Pardita, 3 ounces of orange liqueur, we're going to use Cointreau, and 3 ounces of fresh lime juice, fresh squeezed only, and then 1 ounce of agave, because I said, how do you know if those peaches are going to be sweet peaches or not? It kind of depends on what time of year, what time of season you get them, right? Some peaches are just, even when they ripen up, are sweeter than others. So let me show you what I'm going to do with this. You could use, like for kiwis, for example, you can, peel the whole thing, which I usually peel them, but for this, it's so large, you can just scoop this flesh out. It's really soft once it's ripe. And you know it's ripe, it'll be soft to the skin. Not as, a lot softer than, let's say, a cantaloupe or something. This is definitely soft, you can feel it, but not too soft. So the reason I put 1/2 to 1 was because if you were using a red pitaya, which was that smaller one, you probably would use the whole thing. And for this one though, the white one, it's a much larger piece of fruit. And so for this one, we're just going to use 1/2 of it. And I wanted you to have an idea of what that would be. And roughly, we're going to say it's roughly a cup. If 1/2 of yours didn't get quite a cup, that would be all right. But I think this is fighting back a little bit. But anyway, so this is the white one. I've emptied it out, scooped it out, just like I would, and I'm going to put that over here, out of the way so I don't try to do it again and hopefully not do any damage. So I put in the 1/2 of a pitaya because this was that large white one, and now I'm going to put in my 6 large slices of peach, and I went ahead and cut these up earlier. You could use the ones that come in a jar if you wanted to, and now keep in mind, like for this, the reason I added the agave was because I didn't, oops, sorry about that, at home, the 5-second rule. Okay, so the reason I used these, and I added a little agave, it was because I didn't get the canned peaches that might have sugar in it, right? That syrup. So, and I usually, if I'm going to buy canned peaches, I'll buy the one that comes in fresh juice. But even those might have had a little more sweetness than my fresh peaches on this particular batch of peaches. At least they weren't overly juicy and sweet. They were sweet, but not too sweet. So anyway, that's why I'm adding a little bit of agave. So on this one, I'm going to add my 6 ounces, which is quite a bit, isn't it? I'm going to use a measuring cup, I think, for that. 6 ounces, and I'm going to use this Pardita Blanco, and hopefully I can measure this right. Let's see here. Yes, let me use the right side. For me, 6 ounces. That's going to be a healthy one. You could eyeball it there a little bit, depending on how you're feeling that day. So there's 6 ounces of the Blanco tequila, and then we're going to add 3 ounces, of the Orange Liqueur, and we're going to use Cointreau. For that one, I'll use the little jigger over here. This is 1.5 when I fill it up. So I'll use 2 of these. There we go. Oh, we are definitely going to get another bottle of Cointreau pretty soon. We like making margaritas with you, and we use quite a bit of Cointreau. All right, so I put my Orange Liqueur in there, and now I'm going to put in my 3 ounces of fresh squeezed lime juice, and sincerely need to think about trying to grow a lime tree. So I haven't done very well with a lemon tree, so I've kind of hesitated to try with a lime tree. Oops, and I wanted to put in 1 ounce of agave. Now, this is to taste. This is to get that little bit of sweetness in case your peaches or whatever fruit you were using wasn't particularly sweet. And so this will help with that. Oh, see, I'm at the very end here. Let's help it, get it all the way. I like using this agave, this organic agave, and I learned to use nectar when I'm making a frozen drink, and then I might use the syrup if I was mixing it up and putting it over ice, but I've learned to use the nectar. It's just a little bit thicker. And then I need to put in the ice in order to make this a frozen margarita. And so I'm going to use, I've got this in here. Okay, so I'm going to eyeball those 2 cups. And sometimes I might mix it up a little bit and then add the ice, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it all in here. Okay, I think that's it. Well, let me get the lid on that. And then I'm going to be putting this, let me see, I'm going to put it in this one, I think. Let me put a little, go ahead and fix my rim here. Now on this frozen one, let's see, on the frozen one, I think I'm going to try. Yeah. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to put sugar on my rim. Oh, I didn't get quite enough on there. Oh, no, there's enough on there. I'm going to put sugar on the rim. Again, I wasn't sure with this dragon fruit and the peach how sweet it was going to be, and I thought that would work best. For our other peach margarita, we're going to put tahini or that chili salt on the rim. Okay, ready. I am ready. I don't know about you, but my week is ready for a margarita. Okay, so let me show. This is going to be loud. It's not, well, see, it's going to turn out a little white, isn't it? And I think, yeah, that's what I want. Here, let me keep going here. I'm going to let it blend a little bit longer. In there well enough. You can see all the seeds in there, can't you? All right, so this is a little liquidy. Here we go. Let me pour this in here. Ooh, that is looking good. Ooh, I'm ready to try that, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put this out of the side so we can make our peach margarita, just straight up peach, and that we're gonna muddle the peach and put it in, but we're going to use a lot of peach for this next one. So I'm going to put this Pitaya peach. So it's our peach dragon fruit margarita. I'm going to keep that at the side with the sugar rim. And now we're going to start with the next one. Let me show you the recipe. So we're going to have just a peach margarita. I'm going to put in 2 cups of fresh peaches, and I'm going to muddle those in the shaker. 4 ounces of tequila, 2 ounces of orange liqueur, 3/4 ounces of agave. I'm adding that again because I want to make sure the peaches are sweet enough. 2 ounces of fresh lime juice, and I'm going to use a chili rim. Okay, so I've already cut up the peaches and cubed them, so I'm just going to go ahead and measured them already at being at 2 cups. Now that is quite a bit of fruit to put in your shaker here. So let me get this muddler out, and I'm just going to, whoops. You know, I have this problem, don't I? If you've watched some of our other videos, I've been known to have a few things fall over on me. But anyway, oh yeah, these are muddling really nicely. And we've done this on some other shows where we take our fruit and we mix it up, or the vegetables. We did it with cucumber and jalapeno, and we did it recently with blueberries. And we let it stay in the shaker, in the refrigerator, all mixed up so that it was all nicely infused before we muddled it. But in this case, I'm looking at this going, okay, this works. We've released those juices that are in there with the peaches, and this is gonna work well. So we have our 2 cups. 2 cups of our fresh peaches are muddled. I'm going to add 4 ounces of tequila, and I'm going to use this Insolito. We've used this before, and like this, no additives in this one. And let me add this for you. So I'm going to put in, here we go, 4 ounces. That's a little over. And this is 3. And then 1 more. This is a 1.5 on this one. A little more. Whoops. Well, that might have been a little heavy on the 4, but that'll work for me. And then we're going to put in the 2 ounces of Orange Liqueur. I'm going to use this Cointreau again. Ooh, I'm excited to try this. Let's just use this one. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but we have our dogs outside. They are singing in a dog choir right now with the neighbor. Well, the neighbor dogs. So this margarita is going to be enjoyed. I probably should take one to the neighbors, probably should. So if you're watching us, we'll have a margarita for you here shortly. At 3/4 ounce of the agave nectar, I have a new one I need to open up. Oops, I should have done that earlier. And we're going to add, here we go, 3/4 on that. Whoops, there we go. And here we go. Don't want to mix this over. I've got my 2 ounces of fresh lime juice. So I'm going to put in the 2. So this is a lot, isn't it? 2 ounces, fresh squeezed only. You'll see if you've been watching some of our videos, we talk a lot about using only fresh squeezed lime juice, and that's what we do. And I'm going to be taking my glass here, and I'm going to put a chili rim on it, because I really think that would go well with the peaches. I love juicy peaches in the summertime. Here we go. Little chili rim. Actually matches the glass here a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Let me put that over here. Okay, so let me get some ice in this chili rim glass. Oh, excited. And I need to put some ice in my shaker as well. These different types of ice. I'm using smaller ice in my cocktail glass and a little bigger ice in my shaker. Not a lot of room left in there. There we go. It'll be nicely chilled. This is a full shaker, very full. So let's hope this works out well. I don't try this in advance, so I never know. Ready? Let's see if it goes all over me. Ready? All right. Good, it's not flying out. Boy, I can feel it. That's a lot of peaches in there. 2 cups. Now, you could have used the kind in the jar. I wouldn't have used the canned peaches, but I might have used those peaches that are made, and they show up in a, not glass, but they're in a plastic, a clear container with a screw top lid, and you can put them in the refrigerator. I might have done that if I didn't have any fresh peaches available. So if I wanted this in February. Now, I forgot to mention, one of my very best friends, Bobby, loves peaches. And so she's not huge on margaritas, I still love her, but she likes peach margaritas. And so this was another reason why I wanted to try this. And I think, maybe not with the chili rim, but I think she's gonna like this one. So that one looks good. Let me move this out of the way. Alrighty, so we have the peach margarita with the tahini rim here. And then over here we have our peach dragon fruit, which is the pitaya margarita that we made with a white pitaya. So I'm going to try this one first. This is the one that we put in the margarita. We put in the blender and we mixed it up. And I put a sugar rim on it. And I'm glad I did. That Pitaya has just a little bit of, I wouldn't say, it's a little more on the sour side, not sour like a grapefruit, but it is a little bit more on the sour side, maybe a little more so than I would say a kiwi. A kiwi that has a little more sweetness to it than that white Pitaya that we put in here. And so that, then mixed with the peaches, these peaches were not as sweet as some of the ones we had during the summer. They were good, but not as sweet. So I like that we put in that little bit of agave in here and then put that sugar in. So I like that. Let's try the peach one with a little bit of the tahini rim. And I like this one better. Oh my goodness, I like this one better. Now I do like peaches. I like this. This is good. Oh, excuse me. I would send this one, I wouldn't send it, I would deliver it and drink it with my friend Bobby who loves peaches. That is really good. And in contrast to that, I would say this was, it was a 3. Like I might, it wasn't horrible. I wouldn't have poured it out. I would have drank it with my meal, but I probably wouldn't have ordered it again, honestly. Not because it was horrible, just because it's not my favorite. I'm going to drink it. With the sugar rim, it helps, but there's a little tartness that's coming from that dragon fruit that I'm picking up on there. Now, for somebody else, they might really like that combination, but that's not my favorite. This one, on the other hand, this one, I like this. This is the peach, excuse me, this is the peach, and it really comes through. I think the orange liqueur in here, just all of it comes together. 4 ounces of tequila. I was worried it might be a little too much, but for me, it's just right. I'm going to say this is a good 3.5, pushing a 4. Now, you remember, we use a scale of 5 margarita glasses, with 5 being the very best margarita ever, 4 being a really good margarita. We would definitely go there again just for the margarita. 3 being it's a good margarita. We would have it with our food or a meal, perhaps. 2 being no, we wouldn't want that one again. And 1 being horrible, we'll never be there again. And I would say this is holding on to a 3. And really based on whether you like a little tart flavor or not. And that would be the one with the dragon fruit. This peach one here, if you like peaches, this would be a 4 if you like peaches. It really would. This was very good. We're going to put the recipes down below in the description. If you know of somewhere, maybe it's with you, where there's a great margarita recipe or a great margarita to try, please tell us where we can find it down below, and we're going to show up and rate that one too and put it on the margarita map. So thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Salud. The hunt continues.